Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. This is Patricia. Please press like and subscribe. Okay, so let's continue. So I was telling you about creating money, but you have to be open, okay? So we're talking about when you're trying to create the lottery, it's not like these other affirmations. This is you're trying to manifest serious pure money, all pure, because you're doing multi-millions of dollars, so it's pure money. And so you don't do the same thing as the other, and you definitely cannot do affirmation, like do whatever you're doing to attract this, to win the lottery. Then you're trying to do something to make your ends meet, affirmation to make your ends meet during the day at home, and then you're trying to do another affirmation for something else. The universe will just stop, and it won't respond to your request at all, because you're confusing it. You should do one thing at a time. Don't mix up these affirmations. If you're trying to manifest a car, wait until that is manifest. If you're trying to manifest higher pay, manifest that. Wait, and don't try to manifest no lottery and you're trying to do more pay. You understand what I mean? You have to do one thing at a time, or the universe stops and don't do anything because it's confused. Doesn't know what you want. Okay, so now when you manifest a lot of money, that money is pure energy. You have to raise your frequency up to that. You can't get anything in your life unless your frequency is vibrating on the same frequency that's on. Other than that, it's just not going to manifest. You only can manifest things that you're vibrating on the same frequency. That's why we talked about this before. That's why people will say that a long time ago, they used to tell you, well, you have to imagine that you have it and then you'll have it, because they used to say that means imagine you have it, it'll pull your frequency up and you'll have it. But that is not easy to do, to pull your frequency up. So if you're trying to manifest something, in everyday life, or little money, yeah, you could do the wealth. That's going to do that. But if you're trying to do millions of dollars, no. You can't. You have to do something totally different to pull that frequency up, because you're trying to get your frequency up to pure. Now, it's really strange because the church teach you that money is evil. But a lot of money, like millions of dollars, that's very high divine energy. The reason I'm calling it divine is because it's pure. It's pure. So you need to be vibrating way up there. Let me tell you, I don't want to say, but maybe this is the only way I can say it so you can understand what I'm saying. You need to be vibrating where you're the closest thing to God. You know what I mean? Like you're God's energy vibrating. I want to say that, but because I'm trying to explain to you what I mean by the high energy. God's energy is divine, pure energy. That's what that is. You need to vibrate on that same frequency when you're bringing in millions of dollars. Now, you need to vibrate on some level of your being. Okay? Maybe not, you don't need to do it on all levels of your being. That's why I need to look at you. Well, if I'm working with you, I need to see, okay, so is this on a mental level? If this is on an etheric level, what level are we having? Does this person have the most blocks and it's not vibrating? Is it on all levels? That's where my reading come in. Is she or he, are they not getting this because they had something happened in a past life? And this is their karma for, they've created a karma for not being able to bring in money or something. I have to look at it to see what's going on, okay? If I tell you, well, whatever, okay, so I might start off by saying, hey, don't forget that you can't focus on dark energy. That's not all I'm going to say. But if I start off saying that and you tell me you already know, I'm automatically, because it just shuts me down. Because I cannot, I think it's because of the level I am spiritually. I will help people do things, but um, you have to act like you want it. And if you already know, then please don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. Time, that's all we got is time. You know what I mean, on this world. And our time is precious. Everybody's time is precious. So if you think you already know what to do, then there's no need to me helping you at all. But this is the thing. In reality, you don't know what to do. Because in reality, if you knew what to do, you would be having money. People kill me when they say, when you try to tell them money, I try to explain to them why is money energy. And they'll say, oh yeah, I know that. I know that. I know that. But if you knew money is energy, why don't you have any of it? You know what I'm saying? You should, because once you know, this is the truth. Once you know money is energy, money should be coming to you. You shouldn't, whatever you even think you want, it'll be all on the way to you. When you really understand that money is energy. When you don't really understand that, then there's going to be a problem in your life with the money. It's one thing to understand something intelligently, and another thing to understand it where you can apply it. When I was I used to always talk to my cousin when I was learning a lot, and I would tell her, "Oh yeah, I understand whatever it was I was being taught," but then I might come back 5 years later and say, "I got it," and she would say, "Well, I thought you got that 5 years ago," and I thought, "Oh, you know what?" Then I remember telling her one time, "You know what? I did get it intelligently. But I didn't get it to the point where I could apply it to my life." She said to me, "I never thought about that." That is so true. She said, because we learn stuff all the time, but just because we learn it, we might know it, but we haven't applied it to our lives. And if you haven't applied it to your life, child, you really don't know it. You know what I mean? Because you don't even get how to apply it to your life. You just intelligently know it. So in other words, you just book know it. You know how you go to school, you practice a subject, you know the subject as far as book. This is a book lesson. So you know if you give customers money, they're going to get change if they're supposed to get change, and the customer is always right, stuff like that. But if it's something that you have to really apply, you can't really apply it because it's book knowledge and you've never used it. Okay. So now let me tell you. So I had been trying to work this out with people so that I can make this one size fit all. So I can come on the show and give you all something, say, look, if you do this, follow these instructions, you're going to win the Powerball or Mega Million. I'm not able to do that because, again, this is not one size fit all. So I have to work with it, okay? So my grandson has said he wanted to do this. So I know that when he said, I said, what emotion are you going to use? He said, okay, I'm going to use the emotion of excitement. Well, I knew that wasn't enough because here is a guy who's just started working, barely making $1,000 a month. So you trying to get to 100,000 and something to win. You're not gonna hardly win that, and only you making 1,000 a month, unless the energy is really intensified, and you feeling excited. It's just not intensified enough to bring that in. Now, he might be able to win a 4X if you're all familiar with 4X, or some type of, or even what's that other place, the gambling casinos. He probably can even maybe that, but not for no not for no multi-millions of dollars, because the more money, the more purity. You have to make your energy align with that purity, okay? So I said to him, this wasn't, I didn't think it was strong enough. He said to me, oh no, yes it is. Yeah, it's strong enough, Nanny. This'll do. So now, if you gonna tell me, then I'm all right then. I'm closed. That's it. I'm done. Because I'm trying to tell you that what I am psychically looking at is showing me a picture of your blueprint of your energy, and it's showing me to do that energy that you want to bring in is not going to work. But you gonna tell me yes it is. Now you ain't looking at nothing because you can't see nothing. So you ain't looking at nothing. I know you ain't looking at nothing. So that was it for me. I don't have nothing else to say. I don't have no instructions, nothing. Now there was a lot of confusion going on in the house. A lot of argument. I remember one day my daughter called me, it was confusion. 3 days later, it was another confusion. I said to her, he can't be around confusion when you're trying to bring in that much money, because the money will flee and go the other way. She says, okay, I'm going to move him out of the house or whatever. But then something happened a week later and he was right in it. So at this point, look, I'm getting older. And I don't think I have the patience like I had before. And I'm doggone not going to beg you to help me with this technique, because there's too many people I could just open up and say, and they say, hey, I'll help you with it. And they are going to be humble, and we could do this and get it done. And then I could give it to the general public. So I just didn't say anything else. But at that point, I'm done. So to this day, he hasn't won. And I can tell you that he's not going to, because there's a lot that has to change. Now, I'm going to do another video because I want to show you how people who have money had to change their frequency in order to get that money. They couldn't have that type of frequency. And I'm going to give you examples of some people. I think his name is Paul Getty. They just did a movie about him. The man the grandson, they had kidnapped, and they wanted him to pay for the ransom of his grandson, and he refused to pay it. Like, even him, he had, let me check this tape because I don't want this tape to run out. He had even I had read an article where he had told his son that the reason he had to pull away from their lives is because he was trying to accomplish something. And that was to be the first millionaire in America, in the United States. I'm sorry, the first billionaire with a B in the United States. And in order for him to do that, he had to take himself away. This is what he said. He had to remove himself from his son's life because his son was I know his son was a drug addict. I had just learned this, so I knew what he was saying. The confusion and the drama and all that is going to flee. Now, you might say, oh, I don't have nobody in my life, so that wouldn't be that way. Yeah, but you work. You have a job. Do you get emotionally upset at your job? Do you get upset to the point where you have to maybe take some time out? Do you get upset to the point where somebody have to calm you down? That's that same energy, that confusion energy. You're not going to draw anything, because as soon as money start coming and it enters your frequency like that, it's going to turn around and come back the other way. You can't attract large sum of money like that on confusion. Okay, so I'm going to end this, and then I'll make a part 3, because this is really important. And then when I finish, I want to put a shout out to people who is willing to help me with this. I can only take one person, because I need to really work with this person and be able to read and see what's going on. So thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show.